We're back. 3 topics to discuss today. We'll try to move through them quickly. It's Monday. I'm sure you guys got a lot of stuff to do. Speaking of back, Backyard Breaks is back again. That's right. The group breakers who robbed their Twitch stream of a serial number to 10 Trevor Lawrence Gold Kaboom card. They've also been accused of opening product early before it's come out. Well, they're back on a Whatnot app stream pulling a triple logo man LeBron James card that apparently famous musician Drake has been after. Well, hey, I don't have a whole lot of comments on this other than, Backyard Breaks is going to continue to be in the news, whether it be positive or negative, as long as they're able to open product, whether it be through a distributor, whether it be through a Whatnot promotion. So until the people above Backyard Breaks in the food chain kind of cut these guys off, these guys are going to remain in the sports card world. The one thing I will say, it's nice to see that the triple logo man was actually in the product. Maybe I'll come back sometime when the statute of limitations has run out on some of these things and talk about some famous cards that actually never made it in products. Pump and dump. Something I don't know if I've ever really talked about on here. There has been a lot of good discussion and live streams with various people in the sports card community talking about this that I've greatly enjoyed. The only thing that I'll share about it, let me share a specific example that I heard of. It was back when Gary Vee was tweeting a lot about cards. This was when he, wasn't interested in NFTs and he was more interested in sports cards. And he was tweeting a lot about Kevin Durant, how he, he's the GOAT and and he's, got plenty of time left to win rings and so forth. And at the same time he was doing that, Gary Vee's good friend, Jason Kuntz of OTIA Sports, was also selling a bunch of Durants at the time. And so there were people, I remember a couple different people who contacted me and kind of were trying to link those two things together as kind of like a higher level pump and dump. Gary Vee starts tweeting about, hey, Kevin Durant's the GOAT, and then, coincides with a whole bunch of Kevin Durant cards kind of hitting the market that maybe wouldn't have. The only other thing I'll also say about Jason Kuntz, and this is a really interesting thing. This is back in the card trimming scandal back in 2019, and Jason Kuntz is one of these guys that have been linked to trimming cards. And so I'm getting all kind of information about dozens of guys, up to like 50 to 100 people. I'm getting information about this person, he lives here, here's his criminal record. There was one guy who's a card trimmer, his name's Kevin Burge, who has been arrested like 35 times, right? So I'm getting information about all these people from very reliable sources. Well, one of my very reliable sources emails me about Jason Kuntz and tells me about his card trimming. But he also says, hey, if you report on this guy, just make sure you be really careful. And that was the only time anyone, this had ever gotten mentioned. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm from Stockton, California, and grew up there. Like, these guys should be careful of me. So, but that's just one little tidbit I just kind of wanted to throw out there about Jason Kuntz of OTIA Sports. That it was kind of like, hey, you want to be careful around this guy. And that always kind of struck me. So anyways, that was just the one example I wanted to give of pump and dump with Gary Vee and his buddy Jason Kuntz with Durant. And there might be some other examples back in those days when Gary was actively tweeting about cards. Last thing, an update from our previous video where we talked about Heroes of Sport. Remember, Heroes of Sport was the company co-owned by Will Jamit and Jesse Craig. Jesse Craig still works at PWCC, by the way. Well, together in 2019, they created repack products opened by group breakers that featured trimmed cards, among other shady things that I've gotten into on a previous video. Well, Will Jamit of Heroes of Sport is back. That's right, he's teamed with Justin Rumpf on Uptown mystery boxes that are being sold through Pristine Auctions. Well, update. Justin has emailed Sports Card Radio, and I'll show that email now, and you can pause it in case you want to take a little better look at it. The gist of it is basically that, Justin, wants to kind of salvage his hobby reputation and talk to Sports Card Radio. Justin, since I know you're watching, I'll address you directly. Buddy, I know a lot about you. So I would just pump your brakes a little bit on an interview. I'm actually kind of saving you here. I know a lot about you. I literally, what I've said in these videos is probably like 2% of what I know about you. So I would just pump your brakes there. But if you do want to do an interview with Sports Card Radio, I will agree to it on one condition, that you bring on your business partner, Will Jamit, and then also your Facebook friend, Jesse Craig, who works at PWCC, also joins. So I will agree to that. Again, I will do an interview with you if you bring your business partner, Will Jamit, and your Facebook friend, Jesse Craig, joins. I'll wait to hear from you.